good day, viewers. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. This is Success Fashion Academy, and for those of you that have not yet subscribed, please do, so that you can get notification. Click on the notification button for you to get updates on any new video we upload. Today I'm going to be making Yoruba native wears for women. In Yoruba land, they call it IRO and BUBA. So that's what we are going to be making today. It's very easy and it's beginners friendly. So we have here our lace fabric. It's a white lace fabric. This is a dry lace. So this is 5 yards of lace, and I'm going to be using it to make my IRO and BUBA Yoruba native wears. But this and this one, I'm going to be doing a short hand because that's what I want. You can either do it a long hand or a short one, but for this I'm making a short hand. So I start. For my wrapper, the first thing I'm going to be removing out of this measurement, I told you, is 5 yards. I'm going to be removing 2.5 yards. That is the standard measurement for wrapper. But there are some people on the bigger side. We use 2 3/4 for them, because that 2.5 inches that you are removing, you are bending to 2 inches at the tip of the wrapper like this. You are bending it by 2 inches, and you know 2 inches here, 2 inches on the other side, it will remain 2 yards and 14 inches. So for somebody that is using like a 50 and above, it will be enough for them. But for this size, I'm using 2.5 yards for the wrapper. So these are, you are going to measure your 2.5 yards. So I'm going to be measuring my 2.5 yards out. So this is my 2.5 yards, and I will cut it out. The reason why I did not just fold it into 2 and cut, you know, I told you it's 5 yards, I can easily fold it into 2 and cut, is sometimes when they measure it for you, it won't complete. So by the time you want to divide into 2, it will shorten your wrapper measurements. So this is my wrapper now, and this wrapper, you can see it that it is a long length fabric. If I'm using Ankara to make it, I will have to join an extra to it. Yoruba call it alakun, but this material, as you can see, I have length 54 here. It's long enough because Ankara comes in 44, 43 and 45. So this one, I don't need anything else to it. So I'm going to keep this aside. The next thing I'm going to be cutting now is my buba. And mind you, the buba does not have a joining at the shoulder. So you are going to be cutting it together with the shoulder. So the length of my buba is 26. So that 26, if I want to measure it, I will measure the 26, and I'm going to be bent. So I'm cutting the length of the sleeve. The remaining will be for my buba. So the length is 12, and I'm going to be adding 1 inch for joining. That's 13 inches. So I'm going to be ruling it out. Though this round sleeve is big, but I just want to remove it out first before inserting my own round sleeve. So this is the sleeve length with joining. So my own round sleeve is 22, that's 11, plus join is with sewing. No, the normal round sleeve is 10. So plus joining, that is 1 inch, that is 11. You are going to measure it 11. This is 11 inches. and this is SS. So this sleeve now, this is my sleeve. Once you have cut it finish like this, you are going to notch the middle, or you put chalk, because this fabric, it's a lace material, it might not show the notching by the time you want to sew. So at this place here that has joining, I'm going to be come down by half an inch. I'm going to be creating a slant here, though many people don't normally do it, but for this place not to go down, you know the buba is big on its own, so I'm going to be cutting away half an inch out of it. So this is how my sleeve will be. By the time I fix it, this is under, everything will balance. So that's our sleeve. So the remaining is for the buba, and you can see the way we folded it. So you have to fold it into 2 equal parts. So now I bend it. My buba, the body that I'm using is a free buba. The person's bust is 42. That is 10.5. So I'm going to be using 12. So that 12, and I'm going to be joining it by 1. Some people like their buba fitted, some people like it big. That is why it's good for you to ask your clients which size the person wants, or better still, if they have any buba that they have been using and they are convenient with it, they can give you. So the buba is 12, body is 12. So I'm going to be measuring 13 because I will sew 1 inch inside. So that 13, you cut it on a straight line. So this is the 13. You can see the excess we still have. So at this place, you make sure it's straight. I'll notch it, or you use a chalk for indication because of the lace. So the neck that I'm going to use, this neck, I'm going to be using 3.5 by 4.5. Some people like their neck to be wide at the side, like canoe neck, but small at the down. Why some people like it to be small at the side and for it to be longer at the down because of jewelries, or maybe they want to show their neck, but some people don't like it. So for this one, it's going to be 3.5 by 4.5. So I'm going to round the neck. So this is just the only thing I'm going to remove out of this buba, only the neck. You see the way it was round? Not that when I want to round it, I come like this and come. No, it has to come round like this. So that's for this buba, and there is going to be a notch at the side. That means there is an opening at the side. That is 5 inches. 5 inches standard. You just notch it so that by the time you are sewing, you know where to stop. There is always an opening at the side. So our buba, and this is the sleeve, is now ready. The next thing is for us to take it to the machine to sew. So I am already on my machine now, about to sew our IRO and buba. So this is the wrapper. That's what we'll be working on first. So the wrapper, I told you we are going to be folding it by 2 inches. We are going to fold it in, and if you know the cloth has stone, please remove it because of your needle. So it is out of that 2 inches that we are going to bend. If you look at the way I used to hold the wrapper, I always like using this left hand side. It's very helpful. When you are using right, sometimes you are coming down like this, it might be giving you a bulge, but with this left hand side, it's very, very easy and smooth. So I'm going to be measuring my 2 inches. The bending is 2 inches, and I'll sew out of the 2 inches. You can see the stone. I'm removing it. Please don't just look away. We have to remove it, because not alone will it spoil your needle, it will damage the machine. So that 2 inches is what you measure from up to down. So I'm cutting away the thread. So if you know your hand is still not straight, you should be measuring your 2 inches from up to the down. You can see the way I'm folding it. If I use the other way around, it will want to come out, but with this hand, if you can master this hand, it's very, very good. The left hand side. By the time I'm through, you will not see any excess at the down. Everything will accurate. So please, if it's beaded clothes or stoned, you remove it. So I'll sew it to the down. So the way I sew this side is the way I will sew the other side too. I'm going to bend the other side by 2 inches too. So I'm through with the both sides now. I'm through with bending the hand of both sides, and this is my wrapper. So at the tip here, there are some people, they love putting rope or belt. If you love putting belt, you can actually put a belt at the hand here, but for this I'm not using belt. So this is the wrapper. You put it aside. So the next one is our buba. This is my buba, and this is the sleeve. The first thing I'm going to do, the sleeve, I'm going to join it by 1 inch. I will have to start from the down because of the edge for it to correspond. If I start from the up and it's fair and it's not equal in the down, it's not too good. So I'm starting from the down, 1 inch. Remember, you put 1 inch. You have to measure the allowance you put. That is what you hold. Don't put half an inch and sew 1 inch, and don't put 1 inch and sew half an inch. So you just have to sew what you hold. So that's for the first sleeve, and this is the second sleeve. So this is the 2 sleeves now. So for the neck, you are going to use you can use facing, but I'm going to be using a bias to tape the neck. And this is the neck, this is the inside, and this is the outside. So I'm going to start my taping from the outside to the inside. So this is my bias, my cloth bias that I'm using. So you are going to put it on the neck. You just have to be careful when you are sewing a lace fabric, because it will enter your needle. So you have to be careful not to tear the fabric. So I'll take the bias, and mind you, if you are putting the bias, you can see I'm not just dragging. You have to let the bias to relax, because the neck that you are putting it is smaller than the body, and you are going to turn it back to the body. So by the time you make it thick from the beginning, by the time you bend it, that is why you see some neck, there will be rumples on the neck. Your cloth should not be like that. You're supposed to have a good finishing at the end of your project. So I'm almost at the end. So this one, you can see I did not sew it to the tip. I'm going to bend it for this one to pass through on it. That's the way to sew bias, so that the finishing can be neat. So you cut away the excess, and I'm going to turn it inside. So I'll start from where I stopped. See the way I put it inside? So I'm bending it inside, and look at it. You see the way the neck is neat. The bias is not coming outside. You see, it has to knit like this. You need to bend it round. So I'll cut away the excess thread. The neck is ready now. This is the neck. You can see how neatly it is. You see how neat it is. This is the neck. So the next thing is putting my sleeve. And I told you to either notch or you mark the center of the shoulder. Since it's not having joining at the shoulder, you have to create a notch there, or you mark. So I'm going to turn my sleeve to the right, and my buba is on the right. It's on the right side. So down here you can see I couldn't get the notching again because of the lace fabric, but thank God I've put a chalk there, so I'm going to use it to get it. You are going to be pinning this joining here, this middle here, to the middle of the buba, and you pin it down. So just put a pin and pin it down here. So you secure the middle. After that, so you have to tilt it like this. You know, you have secured the middle. This is the middle. You have to tilt it like this. You can see the way I'm holding it to this joining here. At where the joining ends, this joining here for the sleeve, I'll place it like this. It is from there. It is from there I'm starting my sewing. So at that place, you reverse and sewing your 1 inch. You can see I've secured the center of the shoulder. I'm sewing by 1 inch. When I reach there, I can remove the pin. So I'm coming down. So once I get to this place, you know, this is the joining of the sleeve here. That is where I start my sleeve. So when I'm coming to this place too, at the joining of the sleeve, I'm going to reverse again. I'm not going to sew on this seam allowance of the zip. So I'll just remove my machine. I'm going to push this place up. So I'm not going to sew on all this place. And immediately after the sleeve, but before you do that, before you start sewing the down, you cross check from the down. If it's longer than each other, you have to do it at the armhole. So it's after that you reverse from then and start again. So I'm coming down to where I notched, and if you see my notching, that's 5 inches. From that place I reverse. So you reverse there and cut the thread, and after finishing, you raise this place up. You need to remove that thread there so that it won't hang your sleeve. By the time I turn it outside, you will see the way it's looking. You see it? This is my sleeve. Look at it. You can see this place here. I did not sew it inside here. I did not sew this place. It's hanging on its own. If I sew it, it will be dragging it. This is how it will look outside. But because I leave it on its own, you can see the way the armpit is smooth. That is why you see some buba, the armpit is not smooth. It's not a good job. You can see how neat it is. So at the side, the opening that I leave, is 1 inch. You are going to be bending it 1, so that is half an inch in 2 places. That is what is coming from the hub. So I'm bending it to this place, and I'll turn it to the other side too. So I'm through with one side. I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other side too. This is the chalked area, and this is my chalked area for the sleeve too. I'm going to be doing it the same way I did it here. I'll do it for this other sleeve too. So I'm going to sew it. In case you missed the first one on how to get it, at the joining, it will extend. At that joining, you reverse. Don't let it climb the joining. When you reverse, you are coming down. So when you get to this place, please remove the pin so that you won't forget. So I'm already at the armhole again. So when I get to that joining, I'll reverse it and remove it and push this one up. And before I start the sewing down, I'll cross check. It's very, very essential. You can see it. It's longer than his shoulder. That means I have to adjust it here. By the time I cross check, I will know whether that it will be longer than his shoulder or not. So please don't let it be longer than his shoulder. And I'm already at the notched area. And I'll remove this thread. It's very, very important to remove. If not, it's binding those two places together. If not, no matter how you sew it, it will still hang. But if you remove the thread, it will not make it to hang. So this is it this way, and I'm folding the side. And the other side. So I'm through with both sides now, and as you can see, it doesn't take much time. Within 30 minutes you are through with the cutting and sewing. This is it. So the next thing, the last thing on this buba is the down. The down, I told you, put 1 inch allowance. So So you are going to be folding it half and half. For some people, they like this edge to be at the down of their buba. It's their preference, but this is the one we are doing. So you bend it half, half. That is 1 inch. That is why we put 1 inch. I'm bending it down now by 1 inch, but it's not straight 1 inch. It's half in 2 places, half on fold. So I'm bending the second side too. You can see it's very fast and it's very easy. Once you have gotten your measurement right, and here I'm going to be measuring it for it to be equal on both sides. Not that one side will be bigger than the other side, longer than the other side. And I fold. So our buba is finally ready, and wrapper, you can see it even without ironing. Everything is neat. You see it was neatly sewn. You see the armpits, you see the side, see the neck. Everything is neatly sewn, and the down. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel, and also the notification button for you to be getting updates anytime we upload new videos. Thank you so much. God bless you.